The police.
This is happening all across the country.
They weren't as bad as we expected.
New York, Chicago, LA.
It's amazing the amount of money they spent educating those police on how to treat the people. I mean, basically what they did in Tampa, it's like, you know, I mean, they literally tell people, it's like, you know, we're not here to stop you from getting your message out. We're not here to stop you from being heard. We're here to help you be heard. You know, just tell us which way you want. But yeah, they were trying to figure it out. Occupied down that they, you know, literally they're telling me like, oh yeah, you need to be able to find this. It's like, you know, 1 block south of here, and the company's yelling out there. Well, according to the sheriff, it's against the law to ride any kind of scooters in there. They're making laws up. I mean,
can I film her saying this without you? Can you? I just want to film you saying what you're saying without Donald in the background. Thank you. I don't mean to.
Let me just.
That's how you keep the battery.
Yeah, to keep the batteries.
Like that. That will work.
Costa Mesa. We're here today to blow the whistle on police brutality and murder, racial profiling, and the pipeline to mass incarceration. This is going on all across the country, from New York, Chicago, Oakland, LA, all across the country. I heard on the news today that in Costa Mesa there's a big brouhaha about the police union hiring a law firm that is very aggressive about threatening the council members and following them everywhere to make sure that they don't decrease the funding for the police departments.
I guess I can't blow all their money.
And they saw one councilman coming out of a bar and they made a big stink and called the police to go to his home, and he only had a Diet Coke. So, but this is happening all across the country where they're pressuring the political people to keep them funded, to keep increasing their pensions. And we don't mind people getting paid reasonably, but it's becoming 60% of cities' budgets to keep up this militarized police.
I missed that.
I have an article.
Something about legalizing.
We're here for Alicia Thomas, 35-year-old black woman in South Los Angeles, who is a drug addict and feels she couldn't care for her children, so she dropped her children off at the police station, as we're told to do, for abandoned children. And for that, the LAPD stormed her house, put on a hobble restraint, tightened around her ankles, put her in the back of the patrol car, kicked her in the genitals, and she died in the back of the police car. Go ahead.
You got that? That'd be good. That'd be really helpful because I don't have that. But no, I don't need that. You can speak right here. I'll set the context for you. So, you just can't
Blow the whistle on police brutality and murder.
ready here?
on the planet Earth. More people imprisoned in the United States than any country in the history of the world. 200,000 women in prison. More women in prison than any country in the world. Again, so-called land of the free and home of the brave. This is a carceral state. This is a state involved with the mass incarceration of especially black and Latino people, and especially young people, who this system has targeted to be living in dungeons for years and sometimes decades. But that's not all that's going on. There's resistance going on. Look, last year, 12,000 prisoners in the California prison system went on a hunger strike against torture. You don't see these 12,000 prisoners. They're not out here, but they're there. They're in 8 by 10 foot cells, many of them, thousands of them, went on a hunger strike in July, and then in August and October. 12,000 people, actually unprecedented in the history of the United States. Last year, in the country of, in the state of Georgia.
What was his name who they executed?
Oh, I don't know.
Last year, September, Troy Davis in Georgia. He was innocent. Anybody with an honest look at this could see the man was innocent. But you have it legally in the United States. Even if they're innocent, you can execute an innocent man, especially actually an innocent black man. And he was executed, but that's not all. People stood up, people fought back. There was resistance of thousands of people. 12,000 prisoners, thousands of people responding to the execution of Troy Davis. Thousands of people across the United States responding and resisting the execution-style slaying of Trayvon Martin in Florida. 19-year-old kid, young man, his whole life ahead of him, shot down. And it's not just Zimmerman. He went into that police station and they just let him go. And what that tells you is that this is a green light, but people didn't take it. And thousands of people stood up. Stop and frisk in New York. 684,000 people in New York stop and frisked every single year. Racially targeted, especially the youth. 90% of them ain't doing shit. It's a pipeline to mass incarceration, and it's got to stop. This is September 13th. Blow the whistle on police brutality and police murder. Blow the whistle on the pipeline leading to mass incarceration. Blow the whistle on racial profiling. And yes, blow the whistle on the LAPD. Internationally famous for murder, for the shooting down of people, actually year after year, including in this recent period. Do you want to break it down, what actually they've done?
Fire the microphone.
Huh? It's not working good?
Raise it.
Raise it? It should be higher.
A man in Saginaw, Michigan, surrounded by police in a parking lot and shot 46 times. Travis Carter, a young black man in Arkansas, who was searched twice, handcuffed, placed in the back seat of a cop car, and ended up killed by a gunshot wound to the head. The cops claim he shot himself. 2 youth, Manuel Diaz and Joel Acevedo, murdered by
you tell me a little bit about your sign here?
Well, it's a picture of Chief Beck, who's the current LAPD chief, and you can see what it says.
Okay.
And I think it kind of speaks for itself, actually, and it's not just the LAPD, but it's pretty much every police force in the country. What they do is serve the power, you know. They don't serve us.
So how specifically does Chief Charlie Beck serve special interests and corporations?
Well, they've sort of conducted a campaign or conspiracy with CCA to, you know, crack down on homeless lifestyles of all types. So they spend as much policing homeless people as we do providing them services. And the reason they're policing them is because business interests in downtown want to have more space to try to make money. And that's wrong. We've got thousands of people here who don't have a place to live. They don't have anywhere else to go. So they need to be left alone. And if the corporations, you know, if they want a place to do business and, well, first of all, they can pay for it. And second of all, they don't need to co-opt our police force to do it.
Okay, one more question. How do you think the city could better serve the homeless?
Well, I mean, geez, that's a huge topic. I mean, I think really, though, I think there's a lot of things they could do. You know, they could focus on only allowing developments that also contain residents. You know, they could provide porta potties on Skid Row. But the main thing they could do, the easiest thing, is to stop harassing them. And that would go a lot to making their already really difficult lives a little easier.
Yeah, I think public restrooms is my big issue.
What?
Public restrooms is my big issue.
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer.
I followed the undercover cops into Starbucks, and while I was in there filming them, pretending to buy a coffee, I really wanted to buy a coffee. But I can't buy a coffee at Starbucks because then I'll have to go to the bathroom, and there's no place where a lady can respectfully use the restroom in downtown. Even at the Starbucks.
It's not just an issue for homelessness, for homeless people. I mean, yeah, you people like you and I, like kind of average consumers who maybe can afford to buy a coffee, we can't even go to the bathroom, you know? We got to walk miles. But people who have no other option, it's really inhumane, you know?
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, that's enough.
Tell me what that thing is. What is that?
It's a pressure washer.
Why is it here?
To clean up chalk, apparently. So I think they're expecting us to do some writing, and they don't want it to last that long. So.
Maybe we should chalk the pressure washer.
I know, that would be kind of ironic.
That's a little tempting.
I wonder if they can wash the pressure washer with the pressure washer.
I bet not. Hi, how's it going?
Where's everybody? I don't know.
Yeah, just letting you know.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you for letting me know, though. All right, appreciate it.
Good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good? Okay. Once you put the bag down, awesome. Put the bag on set up.
Why?
Talk to you over here.
I don't want to talk to you, though.
Talk to you now. You want to back up,
I
please?
can talk to you right here.
Some,
I'm completely not interfering with you, and
I need to talk to him.
Okay.
He's got marijuana. I want to check this marijuana.
Oh, that's.
You want to back away now?
You know what? I'm not in anyone's way right now.
Need you to back away?
Yeah, he's
Need you to back away, please.
Hey, boss.
You can record us all you want, please, but please back away. Thank you. Be careful. Don't fall.
How about I talk to you right here?
Put it down. We'll talk.
How about I talk to you right here?
So that's the bag.
Cameras!
Very simple. Put it back over there. Hey, go reach in your pocket, man.
I'm not reaching in my bag.
Don't touch it.
Okay.
Touch me.
Let's talk over
Don't
there.
touch me.
Okay, let's talk over there.
Don't touch me.
Why do you have to go over there to talk?
Touch
Okay.
me.
Let's talk
I
over
don't
here.
have to go in there. I can stand right here and touch you.
All right, don't reaching you back. Put your back down. Put your back down.
I gotta help the old man down off the ground. Yesterday I saw him.
Okay. Okay. You copy, man. Okay.
Just stand right here, though.
Okay.
Just stand right here.
What do you have in this pouch right here?
Move over here, please.
I'm not interfering. I am not
I'm asking you
interfering.
to please move over here.
Do you mind if
Are you asking me or are you ordering me?
I'm ordering you, please. If
I'll
you want to
step
report us all you want.
I'll step back.
But you need to step back and let the officers do their work. Continue to step back, please. You're too close to us, ma'am.
If I step back too far, I'm not going to hear anything.
You could get over
You're
here, then.
interfering with my public.
No, ma'am, I am not. You're
interfering
too
with my
close to the
freedom of the
officer.
press.
Ma'am, you're too
You are
close to the
interfering with
officer.
my freedom of the
Okay,
press.
thank you very much for cooperating. I appreciate that.
Just step root still.
What's your last name?
H-E-R-P-E-R. Look me up. Y'all know
What's your first name?
Marcus, M-A-R-C-U-S.
First name?
M-A-R-C-U-S, Marcus.
M-A-R?
C-U-S.
Middle name?
Dwayne, D-W-A-Y-N-E.
W-F-A-W-E.
D-W-A-Y-N-E.
What's your date of birth?
12/14/1992.
When was the last time you were in your residence? Not sure. Not sure?
Not sure.
How old are you?
19.
You trying to start my video, sir?
Okay, good. What's your last time?
Thank you, sir.
You were like in evidence.
Actually,
I know. Okay, good.
Don't have it.
Y'all arrest me.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Don't touch me.
Sit down.
Touching me. I was gonna hand you the bag.
I didn't ask you that cigarette, okay? Sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
I don't give them permission.
Are you being detained? Have you asked if you're being detained?
Am I being detained? Am I being detained?
Yes, you are. Yes, you're being detained.
Okay, I'm being detained. What am I being detained for exactly?
Officer, what's your charge?
You came over to me.
Okay, do you have any more marijuana there? Do you have any more marijuana?
No, there's no marijuana.
Okay.
Do you have your doctor's note?
It's not.
Didn't you when they took your stuff a couple weeks ago?
He lost his note when they took his stuff.
I've been trying to tell them all of my stuff got stolen.
Doctor is Dr. Eidelman.
All of my stuff was stolen.
They didn't ask for his note.
They didn't ask. They didn't ask for nothing.
I've actually seen this now before. I would testify to that. Because I make sure they have their notes before I medicate them. Just say it. He is a patient.
but then like if they back up,
He's a medical marijuana dude. This is LA. The wife's stuff. Medical marijuana. The wife's a good friend.
You better not search that stuff without consent.
You're going to have to throw it out. We know this is a waste of taxpayers' money because he does have a doctor's note.
I do have a doctor's note.
So this will be a non-case.
No, take a look at it.
All of my stuff got stolen. I just told you that. All of my stuff.
You have it in your
I
possession.
don't have it in my possession.
Clearly harassment.
He's got Dr. Eidelman, the same doctor I have. Well, you shouldn't have to reckon you if you're going to smoke in public. That's how it works. No, I don't think it's the law either.
New York Times.
all about the back and they didn't show
Work via Ustream, live stream, all over. Sweetheart, get that.
Yeah, it is.
We also have an agreement with LAPD about the medical marijuana. As long as we don't smoke in the park,
Yeah.
it's just leave it on the sidewalk. And then we're all good.
You want to know the really funny
We don't
thing?
have
It wasn't
months
even
ago.
for me to smoke. It wasn't even for me
a clear case of harassment. Medical marijuana is legal here in the state of California.
I know you're good. You're great. Keep that good attitude, all right? You're mad. You'll be all right.
So you guys tweet this out, police harassment for medical marijuana here at Pershing Square Child Park.
On a picket line. We won it against them. They took the bullhorn away from them.
Anything. What's your last address?
3016 Grand Avenue.
3030?
You're delaying at
16. 3016.
Grand Avenue.
Grand Avenue. Is that an apartment or a house?
There was a house.
They go search and see.
LA?
No. Washington.
Where's that?
What's your charge, officer? Yeah, what's your charge?
Zip code there?
You gotta know the charge, officer. Just lean it against the concrete. What is the charge? You gotta know that.
Marijuana cigarette, you know it's against the law. Public. Okay. That amount is against the law. Okay. Tight. Issue citation. Citation.
How long did they say? How far away?
I'll explain to the other end. You went out and just sit tight where you're at. You can take it through that. Okay.
I'll sit right here.
But I need you to stay here. I take this off. Okay. My thing. Go about your business. Just tell me the citation you want.
Oh, that's right.
Right here.
I know when I get my IDs back, I'm going to speak. I'm always going to bring my car and decide what
Okay.
we can see how it's like.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
Well, you don't have to walk. You said car.
I know, because all of us
You are aware that you have a medical part. You must be
Okay. That wasn't properly explained. No, that's what I'm saying. Thank you.
Okay, that was amazing. We fought really hard to make that happen. I'm going to cry right now.
Can I have my newspaper back?
In a good way.
I have my newspaper back.
Love you, Mom Sunshine.
And I love you too. Thank you. Guess we got his best on time. Does he get his medicine?
They took it, Sunshine.
Put your cameras away, damn.
I'm making a movie, man.
They're disgusting. We have to show the world just how disgusting they are.
Especially disgusting they didn't ask to see the card first. That's quite disgusting.
There's no smoking period.
He wasn't smoking.
What was he doing then?
Well, I'm not going to say what he was doing because that's possibly incriminating, but he was not smoking. So if you're going to, does it take 20 cops to enforce the don't smoking rule? Oh look, that cop's got a cool mom and pop too.
They cut down 400 trees. Not as a crime against the city.
Same doctor I have, Dr. I.
Who cares about the trees? 400 trees cut down. But chalk and vandalism. Chalk and vandalism. What about vandalizing the earth? Vandalizing planting.
That's the story of my
Vandalizing the trees.
Shouldn't the first question be, do you have a medical card?
Yeah.
Do you have a medical card? Is that not the first question you should ask?
Y'all would be going to jail.
Through the Supreme Court of the United States,
My lawyers, they made it LA normal.
illegal search and seizure violation of the Fourth
Peace Walker, Peace Walker, don't like that.
Only if
Like that.
the DA.
Like that.
This man has a cigarette in his mouth. Maybe you should cite him. It's not lit, but oh my god, it's in his mouth. That's a crime, right?
If anybody knows who I am,
I'll tell you off of camera.
Someone got arrested?
No, they're I think he's being cited. I'm not exactly what the charge is for, but I think they're just going to write him a ticket and that's going to be it. But nobody asked him if he had a marijuana card. That was not. That question was never asked. I think Sunshine yelled something about where did your card get stolen or something, and then the issue of the card was brought up. But it was never like that question was never asked, and that should be the first question.
Well, if they're going to insist on writing him a ticket, he's just going to have to prove in court that he had his note.
If he has his...
That he has a note, and that should get dropped.
what's today? What's today? The 13th, right?
Never gotten a ticket before. I thought they were walking away.
Right, bro. The cops stuck with you the first couple of days of the last couple of days. The first couple of days, they have to make so much. And then at the end of the month, they got to
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Here's the lawyer you should go.
13.
Here, throw it in there.
Well, I'll give it to you later because I might need it tonight for
Okay.
myself in
All
case
right.
I get in trouble.
Okay.
But I'll definitely will give it to you, all right?
All right, thanks. But he doesn't have any warrants.
You're supposed to say when you get. This is what you're supposed to say. I do not consent to any search, which he said.
Yeah.
Actually, GR for office down here.
He doesn't have any warrants because the time they arrested him, they dropped the charges. Because they arrested him for stupid things, like sleeping in the sidewalk.
But it's real life. And then if you take a photo of it and then put it back on the internet, it creates a vortex, a protest wormhole, and then that's what will cause everything to collapse.
Fucking brilliant, Richard, fucking brilliant.
Then you take a photo of yourself holding it on that side.
And they're trying to say that he was smoking when he was not. He was not smoking. I was sitting next to him. He was not smoking. Huh?
Peace officer.
Yeah, a peace officer. That's an oxymoron.
It's like when we spread democracy.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's definitely an oxymoron.
You know what we're saying. There's no like fake news. You know what we're saying. It's true. We have the truth on our side. Yes, we do.
Go Richard.
Yes, the CTA camp is still up and running.
You know what's going. Are you saying that the media report didn't happen, or it's not true?
That's not true. Yeah. If
Okay.
there were reports of that is not true.
Okay.
KPCC. Absolutely not the case.
Do you know where they might have got that? Because the reporter had a source. So he cited Captain Smith, Commander Smith, whatever his name.
Commander Smith works media relations, but there's absolutely no chalking, no vandalism.
Yeah, because
Oh, chalking's not vandalism. Is that what is that the confusion? No vandalism, but chalking's okay. I don't,
It is not okay.
Okay, I'll ask you a question. If Mother Nature was the district attorney, would cutting trees down be vandalism?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
No, okay, it's okay. We're not going to hold you to it.
Let me say.
If the planet Earth,
If Mother Nature,
If the
you're getting
planet-
kind of deep on me.
I'm
now,
getting
guys.
real deep. Oh, I'm getting deep tonight. Yes,
All right.
yes, Lord.
If
This is my question. If the planet Earth was the district attorney, would cutting trees down be vandalism? Yes or no?
If the planet Earth was the district attorney.
Yeah, you cut down 400 trees for the space shuttle. 400 trees for a parade. Yeah. So, yeah. So, if Mother Nature or planet Earth could cite you, would they cite you for cutting down the trees?
Probably not.
Probably not. You heard it here, folks.
Planet Earth.
I know planet
Earth can't cite anybody.
I still baffled.
Planet Earth.
On the right corner. My name is DeAndre Walker.
See, I'm deep. See, you say that's deep.
I'm in a question.
But it shouldn't be deep. To me, it's like.
I'm gonna fuck up fire lane.
Yeah, because think of man. Okay. You meant like we are totally messing up.
I'm several people.
Everybody knows that.
I'm several people. And we don't have the people. We want to make y'all have to pay tax. And but for us, y'all should be broke.
No, we were allowed to chalk last month, but this month we're not allowed to chalk.
No, I cannot answer that question.
I can answer your question. Why am I videoing?
Yes.
Because,
no, I didn't ask the question.
No, but I'd like to answer.
No, I didn't ask the question. You asked me why are they videoing, and I said probably for the same reason you're videoing.
Okay.
I didn't ask the
well,
question.
Officer Frank, I actually have an answer, and I would like to tell you. But actually, I'd just like to tell you why I'm videoing.
Oh, you're going to tell me why they're videoing?
I am videoing because LAPD has a terrible reputation for breaking the law and being violent and hurting people and killing people. Therefore, it is my personal philosophy that if LAPD officers are outside of their vehicle, they must be filmed at all times.
Okay.
But you can't look at me. But you can't look at me when I say that. He couldn't look at me when I said that.
These trees right here.
That's very telling.
Yes or no?
No.
It's Friday.
You can be released Friday.
But you know.
Not one single occupier gets released the next day. That never happens.
Do you know what this park looked like 50 years ago?
I would honestly have to say no. That was no.
Trees everywhere, lush. Lush. No, I've seen photos.
No,
I can see photos from like 1800s even.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know who Bradley Manning is?
Isn't that the guy that was arrested with the WikiLeaks? He knows a lot of
Yeah, good. This is like trivia.
Did I pass so far?
Yeah. What did Bradley Manning? What secrets did Bradley Manning reveal?
Well, I would have to say alleged to have revealed.
Okay.
Supposedly a lot of information about the U.S.
Right. Supposedly collateral damage. You know, like, right? So he fired the commander, but the actual officer that threw the girl on the ground is still cool, right?
It's not cool. That's been investigated.
Investigated. Okay.
And he didn't fire the commanding officer.
He transferred him. Okay. Now, how can we? Okay, there's an investigation going on for what happened at 2 art walks ago, yes? Because I read it in the news that there was an investigation.
No. There are 3 complaints that were made as a result of that.
No, there's no investigation happening?
No, that's what I'm saying. Hold on a second.
Oh, man.
There are 3 allegations of misconduct complaints that were made. And those are all being investigated. There are 3 separate complaints, yes. And those are being investigated, yes.
Okay.
Against different people.
Does anyone have an iPhone? iPhone.
Got one right here.
No, but iPhone, show him a video?
No, I won't stop streaming. There's police officers here.
You're enjoying this, huh?
It's your job. I want to show him a video. I want to show him a video on YouTube.
This is actually my job.
Just type chalk walk brutality. Would you mind just watching 2-minute video? Because I just want you to see what happened. Because I know you don't want to use the internet when you get home. You had a long day, you're tired, all that. I'm glad you're having this interview right now. This is good. I wish we had an iPad. All right. Now, we don't need to go through every case, but there's a couple things here that are concerning to me. We'll skip my part.
Well, what about that I was sitting drinking a coffee and your officers come up and scream obscenities at me, point guns at me, tell me to get out of the coffee shop.
Okay, so this guy, you saw this guy.
I didn't know coffee was against the law.
Oh, it is at Art Walk.
Wow.
Okay, that girl, she got thrown down, right? I think that's what I think that's the same thing that happened to the nurse.
Could you give us some space,
threw her
please?
down.
Oh, but you didn't show me. You just tell me.
Tell me what to do.
I'm
I want
asking you politely to give us some space. We're doing something here. Thank you.
But there's a lot more. Okay, they kick him right there. Boom, kick him.
You're interrupting. We're trying to do something.
You don't see it?
Wait.
Okay, that's fine.
Can you be polite?
Oh, no, let's keep watching, keep watching, keep watching.
This is called asshole yeller. He is not peace walker. He is asshole yeller.
What happened? I noticed there's a change. You might be like off.
I'm trying to show him a video of brutality. Okay, this girl, she's just a normal girl, right? She gets pushed, right? And then she's like, don't touch me, and then they arrest her.
This is asshole walker.
No, watch. I'm telling you to watch.
Asshole yeller, formerly known as peace walker.
I want, when you get home, I want you to watch this video yourself.
Yes, asshole.
Okay, look,
Asshole
that guy
yeller.
shot.
Is that like old
Look at,
Yeller?
I want you to look at his, look at his.
Yeah,
He was
that's
shot in the
his
face.
Indian
You don't
name.
know about that guy that night that was shot in the face. Did you see that? Hey! He don't take this shit seriously. Really, these are people that are injured. Okay, one of these guys I don't know. He came to my house. We gave him $850. He was shot in the face. He spent the night at my house.
You shot into a crowd.
And we passed the bucket around and we gave him $850. And you're making jokes.
I'm not making jokes.
Yeah, it's not funny, man. It's really not funny.
Hey, look.
You know what cat is? I have a I'm on YouTube about that. Occupy LA about that. Second most popular hit. Google the Peace Walker Mike Forrest.
So many things happened that night. People were shot. One guy was shot 5 times, and he was just going to Rite Aid. That's it. Just going to Rite Aid. And he was shot. He works at a car wash, and he couldn't even. This guy was shot. Look, I was just here for Art Wash. That guy was shot.
Do you have my picture of the shotgun guy who leveled straight?
I have pictures of a girl
And I'm telling
down
you,
on the ground.
I'm telling you, there was no dispersal order. Not one person heard a dispersal order.
I was there. There was no order.
There was a shot, and
I was there.
So
There was no
5th and
dispersal.
Spring, there was no order.
I was in the spring. I was in the spring. No dispersal. I was there. 5th and spring the whole night till 11:30.
Want to hear the rest of it?
What?
I personally gave a dispersal.
I
Okay,
didn't
well, you
hear
That's
it.
a different story.
You didn't
but
do
those-
it.
I have to hear it. And there's no. If I
You
don't
have to
hear
do
it,
it in a manner where a reasonable person would be likely to hear it.
Thank you, Duncan. Thank you,
But
Duncan.
no, okay, honestly, just from person to person, I really am frustrated, and we really are frustrated, and it's
And
not
I'm a
like
reasonable
we're just like,
person.
screw you and this. No, we really want an investigation. Yeah.
I'm a reasonable person. I didn't hear it.
Oh, let's go join them.
Yeah.
Oh, they marching here. Bring it.
Okay, my little emotional speech. How about I was.
Sorry. Hold it up, Colin. I can see. There you go.
I guess I can hold it this way.
One of them I made, you don't have it, but you can like stick your hand in it. Patty sticks, yellow.
Join us. You want change? Join our march.
I didn't get to go to energy schools and so guilty about it because I really wanted to go and learn. Yeah. And then I came to this one.
Where's Richard? All right, we're going this way.
That's what you're supposed to be doing.
I guess we had our caucus. When I look at you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You gotta keep moving. Just keep
I am
moving.
moving.
Gotta keep
As you
moving.
see, I am moving. My feet are moving.
Just move your feet.
As
Just
you
keep moving.
see, my feet are moving. My feet are moving.
Can you move your feet? Move your wheelchair?
Actually, you're obstructing my.
Okay, keep moving,
Okay,
sir.
Officer Sherman, you're obstructing my ability to move. I'm moving. Hello.
Just keep moving. Just keep moving around. Keep moving.
Don't obstruct my ability to move. There's about 20 cops right here on the corner now. Actually, the additional cops here on the corner are causing a problem.
I gave you a ticket.
They're not going to tow it.
Yes, they will.
Why would I get a ticket?
Because I guess it's illegal parking spot.
I can't leave right now.
Yes, you do.
I cannot leave
waiting
right now.
for the tow truck to come up.
Can you move my car?
No. He wants to see my driver's license.
My body is in motion.
Okay, let me find somebody to give this to. Can you live stream for me?
Of course.
Let me give you my purse, okay?
You want to put it in my bag?
Yeah, I did.
I like it.
Just simply whistle. Take them back to where you come from. Take them back to your college. Take them back to your work. Take them back to your neighborhood. Blow the whistle. If you see the cops stepping to people, they're going to harass somebody or do worse. You blow the whistle, you pull everybody out, and you say, hey, no, that ain't happening here today. Okay? Blow the whistle on all of this shit. a war on crime. No, this is about the criminalization of a whole section of society. And the future's up for grabs. And we cannot allow the youth of the next generation to be put away. This is slow genocide. It could be a fast genocide. We've got to put a stop to it. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle on all of this shit. We've got to blow the whistle today. We got to wear these whistles 24/7, 365. You see something going down, blow the whistle. Put a stop to it. Get a whistle. Put down $10. Put down $20. Get 50 whistles. Get 100 whistles. Take them back to your college. Take them back to your neighborhood. Take them back to your social group.
What's up behind you? Wheel cart coming through.
Keep on going, sir.
How you doing?
Greedy, selfish, people join us. Chicken shit.
That wasn't a nice thing to say.
Greedy, selfish, people join us.
Legalized.
He's got his billy club ready. Look at that. Can you guys tweet that out? Here at 5th and Spring, we have an officer with his billy club ready. Oh, no, he's going to relax. Did you see that? Oh, were you here 2 months ago when they started a riot?
I heard about
They're the biggest gang. They're the biggest gang in the whole world, LAPD. Look at that. Oh, he is so ready with that billy club.
Proposition 32, guys. Stop human trafficking.
I know. You're right. We didn't go that way.
Travis Beard. Hey, Patty, we're gonna go to the drum circle at LA Can.
We'll go.
Okay.
5th and 6th on Main. Between 5th and 6th.
It's on Main and like 5th.
In between 5th and 6th.
In between 5th and 6th. And if you can't find it, just call me and I'll